And I'm going to start by digging into the emergence funding. So a company called Emergence recently came out of stealth, announcing about $100 million in equity funding and then some access to some additional debt. And of course, the founders have appropriate enterprise bona fides showing that they understand enterprise applications. But it's, what really seemed to be most interesting about their approach is that they are looking at more than one model. They are hedging their bets and looking like they want to help enterprises with the future of AI. And I'm curious what you saw there, Charlie.
Well, I think it's we have a bunch of these, so we won't spend too much time on any one of them. But I think you're going to recognize a theme if you're watching this week, and that is a whole lot of talk of AI agents, a whole lot of talk of multiple models, a whole lot of talk about these intersections. And in this case, their first product, they've got, I think, some grander ambitions, but their first product is an orchestrator, effectively helping move a request or a prompt into the right model. And I think what we're seeing, so I'll preface this whole thing. I think we're going to hit this theme over and over again, is this idea that we are rapidly reaching a point, both I think within the enterprise from an application perspective, but also from a funding perspective and how who's getting funded, where the focus is shifting towards this idea of how do we operationalize this? How do we turn this stuff into reality? And I think this is one of those cases. I think the hard part is this the right one? Is it, this is, my big takeaway when I looked at it was this is pretty narrow, right? This is a very specific set of things that they're doing. It seems like one of those companies that is, begging to be acquired. So I guess we'll see how that plays out. But
yeah, but I also think it's interesting that we're already getting into the integration phase. So of course we have data integration, we have application integration, and both of those markets are multi-billion-dollar mature markets that have proven their value because we have so many different types of data and so many different types of applications. And now we're going to see that we have enough large language models and perhaps small language models and other discrete and bespoke models that we are going to have to figure out how to make some of these play together as well over time. So it'll be interesting to see this orchestrator market come out.
We're going to be talking. Yeah, we're going to be talking about this more later. I think that what this is also indicative of is this is an entire market development cycle, the hype cycle on steroids. We are going at just breakneck paces here. And I think probably in at least in some cases, unjustifiably so, right? So it is interesting that we're already at that point of integration, and I'm not 100% confident that the market is in fact ready for that. I think we're seeing this sort of two different paces. You're seeing the tech companies that are plowing ahead, and they're recognizing, I think rightfully recognizing, what the future challenges will be, the ability to do agentic type approaches, the ability to drive that integration. But the actual uptake of deployment and operationalization within the enterprise is still way, 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 way behind that. And so I think that's going to create a clash. And I think that's, I don't want to use the B word and say bubble, but I do think there's going to be some shaking out in terms of the timing and the mismatch there.
Well, we're already seeing some of the primary model companies start to blow up, companies that have raised hundreds of millions of dollars only to find that there's no market for what they do. And then they seem to get acqui-hired by Microsoft or Google at the end of the day,
right?
Because everybody needs the AI talent anyways. So they're willing to pay that premium.